Scooby? Scooby? What do you think of this beautiful place? Eh? We're in Landau Valley. Not bad, eh? There's my new van on its first camper trip. Sake. There's always something, isn't there? When you do a camper van, when you put a camper van together, you're going to find that it's one of the most rewarding and frustrating things that you can do, because there's always something that you've got to do before you do the job that you want to do. In fact, there's always 5 things that you've got to do before you do the job that you want to do. Right, here we are in the van build, yeah, I've had the van now just over 2 months, and it has gone slow, to be honest. I'd hoped to do the whole van in 3 months. I'm now thinking 4 months. However, the quality of what I've achieved, I'm more or less happy with, to be honest. It's looking good. Right at the start, I sent my ideas over to Liam, I should say. I think I got the name pronunciation there wrong. I sent the details over to Liam, and he put them on a SketchUp, and I'm really psyched actually. This is exactly what I had in mind. It's the scales that I had in mind, and if it comes out looking like that, I mean, that's going to be great really. A nice simple flowing medium wheelbase crafter, a good size. I've not had that much problems parking this car. It's like about a metre longer than say an estate car, and a metre longer than your standard 5 metre parking space. So, you know, if you can find a space that has, if you can find a space that has, don't tread on the computer. Oh, we're not getting anywhere with this, are we? Right, van build, getting back to it. Scooby, what do you think of the van build so far? Come here, why are you shying away from me? You usually love the camera. What's that over there? What do you think of the van build so far? What's that? Oh, you think that you've grown more, you've grown faster than the van build's happened. You just want cuddles, don't you? You want to disturb me. I'm never going to get this thing done, am I? I'm never going to get anywhere talking about this van build. So do you know what? I'm just going to show you what I've been doing. It's in the rest of the video. So welcome to my first fan build. To start with, as you can see, I just took some tape on the ground to show where I wanted to have the bed and the kitchen and the seat. Now I was going to cut the windows out myself, but I just thought, no, you know, if I get that wrong and I've got all the insulation in and it starts leaking, I'd just rather get that done properly. So I got someone to do 2 side windows and 2 top windows. Okay, so today I've been putting the bed posts in, if you like, and what I've done is I've put in first of all this 8mm kind of like insulation reflective sticky back barrier, and once I've done that, obviously I've made the holes before, which following these holes here, I've made the holes hole for this 6x2 plinth, which is a little bit wobbly on top because the bolts are down the bottom, but the weight pushing down, which is what the bed will be, especially when it's spread between the two, going across the width of the van, should be strong enough. But what's interesting is that the sticky back insulation does actually deaden the sides. So if you tap this one, except for that rattle in there, that's fairly dead sounding. And if you go over to this side, which has got nothing in, you tap that, there's actually about a 2 or 3 second kind of roll off of that, so much deader. Next up was the floor, which I decided to do as a floating floor using thermoliner underneath, and I put the original floor back on with this hard wearing floor vinyl, commercial floor vinyl. As you can see here, all the van has been insulated with the thermolining, and I'm doing the back door here too with the Dacron material also for the insulation. What do you think of the swivel seat so far, Scoobs? You enjoying it? bad, eh? Oh, I think I might own it. We're going to start this weekend installing the kitchen and the cupboards. All the installation's done in the van. Let's get that out of the way. All the installation's done and the bed's in place, but and the swivel seat, but nothing else has been done except for the windows. So today we're starting the van build. So we're going to have a look at my friend Liam's warehouse. Scoobs, are you okay there for a second? There we go. CNC machine made by the owner, Liam. And here he is. Hello. How you doing, sir?
Good morning.
How are you looking for day one?
All right.
Yeah?
Get some templating done and hopefully get some test cuts and things.
How's the machine looking?
Good. We just put the dust extraction in this morning.
Voila!
Our first panel.
Our first panel.
So we've cut a nice cardboard template for the overcab shelf. Just taken the profile of the interior light box and the curvature of the front of the van into account. A couple of attempts and you just make it shorter and shorter each time until you've got your curvature right, and then whatever we've had to take off we can add this way, so we've gotten away with 20mm, and with the whole thing in place we only need to add 20mm this way and 20mm just by the interior light. So let's see how well we fit now.
Fantastic, that's looking good, that is, and that'll be a really useful storage, that cab storage. Lightweight stuff like sleeping bags, down jackets, sheets, but a really quite a big shelf that you can fit stuff and stow away, and a useful use of that space which you don't really need because there's plenty of height on the seats, even when they're turned round, swiveled round in camper van mode. We've got our first bit going in of the internal cupboard build, which is the above cab shelf. Liam's got a really good fit on the shelf, and I've covered it just now with some van carpet. Right, so you can see there's a little block there, and that's supporting at the back, as well as underneath here there's a little strap. Let's get that focus, there you go, a little strap there, so that's holding the weight, as well as when we put the bulkhead back on, this will screw into the bulkhead. And we have a really usable space. Foam, hate this stuff, but we're just going to put these roof joists here. So, well, there we go. I wonder how much it actually does, how much insulation just, filling these beams actually gives, because at the end of the day, heat's going to conduct through the metal. So even though you filled it with foam, does that really make that much difference? I mean, surely it conducts through. It's like filling a radiator with expanding foam. Is that going to make a difference with conducting like cold and... Well, there we go. Okay, the other thing I've put in, which I'm quite happy with, are these blinds from Ikea. They're like a honeycomb blind, and they work on a spring coil inside, and I think they look pretty decent actually. Just step back a section there. We're going to mount that round with a plinth that goes round so it tucks in there. They are about 75% blackout, but they look really good, and their material, look, if we just look at the side here, I don't know if we can get in there, it's like a honeycomb design, so potentially there might be a bit of insulation there. We'll have to see.
There's a cupboard door. We've got the entire kitchen cut now, or the fascia of it anyway. We've still got to do the boxes for the drawers, and the framework for it, but we're going to do all the boxes for the drawers out of bits of scrap at the end, just to be more efficient with our material. So all of those now are going to fit nicely there and hinge, and then this aperture remains for the fridge to go in, and all those overhead cupboards that I call ambulance cupboards are cut fascia and base, and we're just going to do the doors for them in a minute. The wardrobe is made in 3 sections, again for efficiency of apply, so that'll all fit together like that, with the 3rd section over there. And all
that looks fantastic, and it looks a lot bigger in real life as well. When you see it on the drawings, you're like, oh, is that going to be big enough? And here's the mock-up fascia kitchen. Well, not mock-up, the actual fascias. See what it looks like and how the dimensions work. And I think it's starting to look good, isn't it?
So our next thing is to measure the exact dimensions of this panel that's going to go from the kitchen to the back and from the wardrobe to the back. Because of the curvature of the van, we've only got a rough measurement of that for now. It's just easier to get once everything's in place.
Yeah, we're looking at roughly 550 centimetres to here, and of course you get a bit more to the window. So actually, if you went straight to the window, you're pretty much the size of a kitchen worktop. If you went all the way back to the window, 57, 60 centimetres. So yeah, good bit of storage down there. So whilst Liam's been doing this, I've been putting the 2nd coat of paint on the back doors there, and also the cupboard up here, which I think looks good. And when the roof goes in, the ceiling, with the tongue and groove, that will bring a nice mix between the sort of off-white grey colour of the top box there and the wood effect tongue and groove, which will match the same colour as the floor here. So I think we'll have quite a nice balance of silver, wood and light grey. So anyway, stuff to come up in part 2 of the van build is basically the end of it. We are going to be putting in the full cupboards, the kitchen, the wardrobe, the gas hob, the fridge, the sink, the bench seat which goes here with some really nice cushions that I bought. The cupboards at the top here, we've got these ambulance cupboards going all the way across the top. There should be tons of storage, particularly if it's just me and Scoobs in the van. Fix out this garage so it's no longer hollow. The solar power, that's going on the roof with 2 110 amp batteries and a diesel heater. So that's all to come in part 2. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and yeah, like and subscribe. It's been great having Liam's help. You know, bringing someone that's got great attention to detail, is really keen to get the job done well, and also bringing that technical side that I don't really have, with the cupboards, the fit out, the cut of all the wardrobes with the CNC machine. This weekend, I'm going to Greg Virgo, I think I pronounced that right. He's had a leaving do, so it's basically for van lifers and some YouTubers. Be interesting to see what they've got to say, especially as I'm halfway through this build and they've probably got some great advice about things to do and what not to do. mistakes that people have made or things that they've done that have worked out really well. So I think that at this stage where I'm at, it's the perfect time actually to get down there to Stratford-upon-Avon, that's where it is, and meet up with everybody and see what they've got to say. What are you doing? Don't pee on it. Remember last time I let you on this mattress when you was a puppy, a little puppy? What did you do? Straight away peed on it. Hey, you're not staying here this weekend, you're in your cage. Don't trust you. I'm surprised you haven't peed on it already. Oh, is that where you peed, is it? Is that what you're smelling there? Is that the Scooby pee mark? Don't be having another one there. Hey, hey, don't be thinking about that. Hey, are you listening? No. 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 I don't want to be turning around to the camera and then next thing, you're having a pee in the background.